If a perfect storm happen, God forbid, this is how water's gonna enter Manila Bay. See this red area here? This is gonna get waters above 2 meters. But that's only if it's gonna be like 8 meters up waters for the storm source, but that won't probably happen anytime soon or in our lifetime. But anyway, let's go to flood control project. And as you can see here, this is the reason why Pampanga, Bulacan, and this side facing Manila Bay often gets flooded. Basically, these are all the low-lying areas of the Central Luzon in CR. And even if we drop this, typical water levels will be around 1 meter, probably around monsoon season. And actually, the rainfall that was happening this month, PAGASA said that it was around 500 mm 2026. So we'll set to that. That's very high actually. And we'll put analysis. So this is the software that I made to show the relationship of the terrain and water contours and the surface contours of the land around Manila Bay that is actually gonna get easily flooded or open flooded based on what is available on public data. And I think government offices, especially those in disasters and planning, should have information like this so that when time happens that they have to manage or evacuate people or even grant licensing to those developers, they will have to consider if those spots are actually flood prone. So this alone, you will see 500 mm and probably a monsoon sea level of around 1 meter. So it's a high tide that might go around to 10, close to 1 meter. You can actually already see here areas that is gonna get water above 2 meters. These yellow areas here is basically around 1 meter. And the the area below that, the orange, is gonna be 1 to 2 meters. So this is the software I made to help show in the map what are the flood prone areas that people should actually try to address and monitor during this time of the year, and maybe cross check if really flood controls are put in these areas here instead of putting it somewhere here on top. So you can see here, uh, in Pasay, even Pasay, Manila, you can see these problems that could happen if there's like a rainfall of 500 mm happening. So basically, these are catchment areas, and water will accumulate here when there's a lot of rain. And I think there's also one thing that can be used for this kind of application, which is basically to uh, instead of probably pushing waters out to the sea, this will cost you several kilometers to move that one. Developers can look for the closest water catchment. This one means that it's actually deep area, and if there's an area that is quite far from housing, I think they should just drain the water towards that and maybe pipe it to another catchment area until basically something reaches the sea. And I think that's much cheaper compared to putting dikes because basically if you want to prevent flood from going in this area, you have to block the whole seaside, I think. And that's just very bad and very expensive kind of solution. So I think, yeah, take a look at this and I explain further later.